Welcome to RUG TV. Today we will show you our shortening options for chain suspensions. When do I actually need a shortening option?
There are several scenarios for this. Chain suspensions are often used in factories for different purposes and in different applications. In order to perfectly balance between the different spaces to the different loads, we can resort to shortening options. Using a shortening option, the chain strand of a suspension can be individually adjusted to the height and the environmental influences. Examples for this can be different ceiling heights, the position of the crane hook, or asymmetries of the loads.
What are the different shortening options RUD offers?
At RUD we offer 3 different shortening options. The different shortening options have different advantages for the different applications. Basically, we can differentiate between rough shortening and stepless shortening.
Can you tell me more details about the rough shortening options?
Of course. On the one hand, there is our shortening hook or our multi-shortening claw. The multi-shortening claw offers the advantage that it can be freely adjusted and aligned in the chain strand. However, it is captively integrated in the chain strand. Here as an example, the multi-shortening claw was fixed in the desired position with the roll pin. Using a simple mechanism, the chain strand can now be shortened quite easily. On the other side you can see our shortening hook. It can either be mounted directly on the suspension link in conjunction with a few chain links or, as in our example, with a connecting element and 3 links directly in the chain strand. This also allows the chain to be adjusted link by link to the desired length using the shortening hook. In addition, our shortening hook has a nice feature. The angled opening offers the advantage that the chain link cannot slip out under the load, and also dangerous misuse, such as placing the link on the hook tip, is impossible.
What are the options for stepless shortening?
We recommend our tensioner or our VIP length adjustment for stepless shortening. Using the integrated spindle in the tensioner and the ratchet, the chain strand can be continuously adjusted to the desired length. Stepless shortening is mostly used when a load has to be placed horizontally on a surface, for example to prevent damage.
Is there anything to consider when choosing the shortening?
Basically, we can say that the shortening must always be chosen according to the nominal thickness of the chain suspension. In addition, it can also be decisive for the user whether the shortening is freely adjustable in the chain strand or whether it is sufficient, as with the shortening hook and the tensioner, if it is directly integrated in the chain strand.
Thank you very much for your attention. You can find more information on the topic of lifting and moving loads on our website.